Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarium Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 56. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday Motivation and Inspiration, and today I want to talk about living with a purpose. So we're still in the letter P, which is purpose. Now let's jump into it. I don't have a quote for you today, so sorry. Every day should be a life where you live with a purpose. Now, it should be a reason for why you are doing what you're doing. Now, if you can't find that, then it's time to reevaluate your life and start making changes. Because your life shouldn't consist of existing, working, paying bills, and getting old enough to live off of the very limited money that you were able to save up for about 40 years of your life. The reality of all of this is there has to be purpose to your life. Like there has to be goals and things that you want to achieve, whether they're small, big, or enormous. People get caught up in just existing instead of living. There's a big difference. And a lot of people think that they're living, but the reality of it is they're existing in this space, and it shouldn't be that way. Now, your life should have substance and purpose no matter what. And finding your passion and continually doing it until, you're making money off of it full time. And that's pretty much what it's about. Now, if you have a gift and talent that you should be sharing it with the world. And you need to be pursuing that with every ounce of energy that you have. Because if you don't, guess what? Someone else is going to do it, and they're going to achieve the success that you're striving for and what you want. Now, will you figure out what you should be doing right away at a young age in your life? Well, not necessarily. Everything takes time. Now, if you're a young kid, a lot of young kids, they have an idea of what they want to do. Whether it's, being an actor or, working as a lawyer or owning their own business or being a doctor, things like that. I'll say that when I was younger, I started off wanting to be a lawyer. Then things changed, and I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. And then I wanted to be an NBA referee. And now I'm an author. So you just never know where your life path is going to take you. And if this is your first time listening to a podcast, I did not become an author until I was 33 years old. As I am recording this, I am 38. I will be 39 in January 2022. So don't ever feel like, you don't know where you're going in life or things like that. You got to take time to figure it out. And I always hear that you should try different things and see what you like, and then you go from there. It's the truth. You're going to be good at maybe 2 or 3 things out of like 6 or 7 that you want to do. I mean, it's happened to me. I didn't think that I was going to become a writer, but here I am. Never thought I'd be recording podcasts. Here I am. Never thought I'd ever launch a clothing line, and I did it. So don't ever doubt your talents and abilities. So I will say that, I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet. So don't ever feel like, you have to know it all by a certain time frame or a certain age. It's society that kind of paints this image of where you should be. And honestly, if you have a purpose in life and you know that you don't want to sit at a desk till you're in your 60s and you want to walk away from corporate America, you can do it and you can get there. And the world is at a place where a lot of people have done it, will continue to do it, and can do it. Now, I will always give my all into what I'm doing because writing is my passion first. And then, sharing insight into what's going on around us, as far as the social issues, and writing motivational blogs and doing motivational podcasts. This is what gets my juices flowing, and this is what gets my mind chugging away, and this is what wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning pretty much every night. And this is what keeps me up from about 3 to 4 or 4:30 in the morning before I can go back to sleep. To only wake up at 7 a.m. to still have a whole lot of things going on in my mind. This is just, what I deal with. So don't ever feel like, your mind's got to be chugging away all the time. Trust me, I'd love for my mind to be quiet for a while, but guess what? This is what I signed up for, and this is what I'm doing. Now, life is about finding yourself and pretty much embracing the journey and learning about people and also yourself. Now, some of you may know what you want to do for the rest of your life in your 20s, and some figure it out in their 30s, and some figure it out in their 40s. The best advice that I can give you all is to live your life, experience things, try things that interest you, and then, like I said, a couple moments ago, you find a good 3 to 4 things that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life. And when I mean the rest of your life, I really do mean the rest of your life. Don't think that if you don't see results within the first year, you're ready to give up and walk away. Because trust me, I was ready to give up in year 1, year 2, year 3, but then by the time I hit year 4, I was like, you know what? I'm too entrenched in this. There's no way in the world I can literally walk away from these gifts and talents that God has blessed me with. So I better get my butt to work. And I have. And I'm working harder than I ever have as far as the effort and the energy, not, overworking myself. I am working smarter these days, and, allocating time to doing certain things. Prime example is me recording podcasts. I have to allocate time in order to do these. So I at least try to do 3 pre-recorded podcasts ahead of time. So just to give you the heads up, I don't record these podcasts the day of or the day I post them. A lot of times they're a week or 2 ahead of time. So that's just pretty much how my mind works and, how I go about my productivity. Now, I know what you're thinking. 3 to 4 things? Yes, that is correct. Because we're all multi-talented in different things, and we shouldn't hinder ourselves. There's too many people in this world, especially the baby boomers, who say, well, find one thing and then do it. And you have to understand that the time that they came up in is totally different than the time we're in. They went through a time where they were told certain things and the world changed and the internet came around, and the internet's been around, I think, about 20 plus years, and it's still growing. And there's gifts to it and curses to it, but you utilize it to the best of your ability and you utilize it for good reasons and purposes. But what I'm saying is that you shouldn't hinder yourself. And when you figure out your purpose in life, you chase after it and you go after it on an everyday basis. And yeah, you're going to need some time off to recharge and recalibrate your mind and get fresh again. I'm not saying don't do that, because it is going to be necessary. Do things that are fun and exciting to you, whether you travel, whether you play sports, whether you stay active in the gym, whatever it is, do something else to get away from the work that you're constantly working toward. But the day you figure out your purpose is the day you're going to live your life to the fullest. And I will truly attest to that. When I figured it out at 32, I said, okay. And I started to, write, and, I figured I'd write 5 books. And, well, yeah, at this point, I'm over the 30 hump. So if you're listening to this podcast for the first time, I'm over 30 books to date. So I found my purpose in life, and I want you to find yours. And I think that, the more you take time to be self-aware of who you are and what you're good at, the better chances of you finding your purpose and, you being able to fulfill what you want to do in your life. When you're in your later years of your life, I want you guys to, one, be mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy, and two, be able to sit back and reflect on all of the things that you've done to impact people and family members and the world. So that's my podcast for today. I thank you guys for listening. Hope this gets you guys going, gets you guys thinking a little bit, and it pushes you to be great. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.